Innovation has become the buzzword in the market. Companies like Google and other tech giants have innovated the information market. eBay has innovated the commerce market. Apple has innovated computers market, and YouTube has innovated the video market. What is this innovation? Why are some companies able to innovate and surpass their competitors? Where does innovation start? What is the nature of innovation? To answer this, we did some studies, based on which we have put together the ideas to arrive at a framework. That is Innovation Audit Framework, which helps companies to evaluate where the company stands in terms of innovation and gives them a direction on how to foster innovation in their organization. There are 3 axes in the framework. The first part is types of innovation, which has been inspired from the concept of innovation pyramid, which helps companies innovate how they innovate. There are 9 levels of innovation, from the easiest to the trickiest. 1. Design and marketing innovation. The external-facing design, marketing and communications. This is where most marketing and design studios have their expertise. Example: French Rabbit came out with Tetra packaging. 2. Product innovation, new or improved products. Much innovation here centers on incremental product extension. For example, Grandiosa, a frozen pizza firm in Norway, came out with taco pizza, full pack pizza, a cake variant of pizza, and many more. 3. Service innovation, developing new services for the customers. For example, Spotify, freemium version. 4. Markets, customers and channels innovation. The go-to-market strategy offers chance for innovative thinking across markets, segments, customer profiling, and of course channels. 5. Technology innovation, developing and putting new technologies to use. The Norwegian oil and gas industry recently ranked number 40 globally in putting new technology innovation to actual use. 6. Process innovation, changing how we work requires process innovation. Much of Statoil's STEP program is focused on simplifying the way we work. 7. Management innovation, changing the way we build and lead organizations and networks requires management innovation. It is a little known and understood area of innovation, but rapidly gaining acceptance. For the industry, management innovation is a requirement for significant change, and something also can be seen in Six Sigma, GE Workout, etc. 8. Business model innovation. Business model innovation allows us to change the revenue models, change the cost structure, and eventually take a system-level perspective on all the aspects of your business model. Industries facing significant disruptions today, like media, newspapers, education, and a multitude of business model perspectives exists within OSITE. Garatra Business Models Inc. and strategies are offering the most common ones. Today, most firms also understand the need for a portfolio of business models and the tools, like 3 levels of business models, to make this happen. 9. Industry innovation. How do you get started on creating a new industry? On radically upsetting and changing the norms, mental models, and dynamics of an established industry? Disruptive cases like Nokia and Kodak shows us how strong established industry norms can be, as most significant innovations come from outside the established industry. The innovation pyramid is implicit in nature, implied significant innovation required at both a business model, management, and industry level. As we know from working with the innovation pyramid across organizations and industries, these 3 levels of innovations are significantly more difficult to succeed in. Of innovation. There are 3 types of nature of innovation. 1. Disruptive innovation. It is an innovation that helps create a new market and value network, and eventually goes on to disrupt an existing market and value network. The term is used in business and technology literature to describe innovations that improve a product or service in ways that the market does not expect. There are 2 types of disruptive innovation. New market disruptions. New market disruptions compete with non-consumption because new market disruptive products are so much more affordable to own and simpler to use that they enable a whole new population of people to begin owning and using the product, and to do so in a more convenient setting. Low-end disruptions. Disruptions that take root at the low end of the original or mainstream value network. Low-end disruptions. Sustainable innovation. A sustaining innovation targets demanding, high-end customers with better performance than what was previously available. Some sustaining innovations are the incremental year-by-year improvements that all good companies grind out. Other sustaining innovations are breakthrough, leapfrog beyond the competition products. These replace old products with new. Corporate giants Circa, General Electric, and Advent failed to outmuscle IBM on the sustaining technology trajectory in mainframe computers. Despite the massive resources they threw at IBM, they couldn't make a dent in IBM's position. Efficiency innovation. These reduce the cost of making and distributing existing products and services like Toyota's just-in-time manufacturing and car making, and Geico in online insurance underwriting. Efficiency innovations almost always reduce the net number of jobs in an industry, allow the same amount of work, or more, to get done using fewer people. Efficiency innovations also emancipate capital for other uses. Without them, much of an economy's capital is held captive on balance sheets, tied up in inventory, working capital, and balance sheet reserves. Third is locus of innovation. Innovation does not exist in a vacuum. There are 4 locus of innovation. As a company grows on, it passes each of this locus. Small groups. It is simple to understand in an example form than going by definition. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, who built the Apple I together in a garage in 1976. Jobs agonized over everything in his early computers, from the looks of motherboard design to sifting thousands of shades of beige for the casing of the Apple II. In the very beginning, the pair had no engineers to oversee and they only had to coordinate themselves. That is how 2 men managed to design the Apple I and II, which would spawn one of the greatest tech companies of our time. Project's WhatsApp founder Jan Koum used a budget coder from rentacoder.com and did most of the other work himself. When they got seed money, they rented cubicles in the HQ of Evernote. They opted to stay small and turned down the VCs banging on their door. They wanted to stay focused on the product and knew that a large team would have distracted them. Together they could react to the constantly shifting app network to help WhatsApp evolve into a messaging app that Facebook later paid $19 billion to acquire. When the deal went through in February 2014, WhatsApp had just 100 employees. Organization. Intel Corporation's organizational structure is based on the nature of the technology business. For instance, the conditions of the market for microprocessors and related technologies impose challenges that the company can address through its current organizational structure. A firm's organizational or corporate structure is the composition or arrangement of components necessary to keep a system of effective and efficient operations. Business ecosystem. A business ecosystem is the network of organizations, including suppliers, distributors, customers, competitors, government agencies, and so on, involved in the delivery of a specific product or service through both competition and cooperation. For example, companies to which you outsource business functions, institutions that provide you with financing, firms that provide the technology needed to carry on your business, and makers of complementary products that are used in conjunction with your own. For example, Reliance. We will explain 10 of the models with real-life examples. Disruption, project and process management. Internet of Things. 62% of innovators say IT is giving their organization a competitive advantage, compared to just 26% of laggards. IT encompasses a vast emerging digital ecosystem that connects devices to collate and exchange information. It's this network of devices that has been enabled to connect, exchange data, and interoperate within the existing Internet infrastructure. For project management, IT offers increased and constant connectivity. The effectiveness of communication will drastically increase as automatic transfer of data takes place. IT also increases data efficiency, allowing for more accurate data-driven decision-making. Many organizations report a dramatic change in the handling of projects with IT, because everything is enabled with the Internet. Disruption, small groups and technology. Third, printing. At its debut in the 1980s, 3D printing was hailed as an amazing new way for designers to create models and prototypes quickly and easily without using larger scale production methods. The technology has progressed in leaps and bounds since then, with new printers using materials of all kinds including precious metals and concrete, and coming in a variety of sizes. Emerging startups make fabricating custom metal parts or even printing entire buildings possible. Replacement job-ins have been 3D printed and successfully implanted into people, and a printing technology may soon allow scientists to create custom printed organs. 3D printed vehicles include a car and a robotic plane. Disruptive, business ecosystem and technology. iTunes Store, Amazon.com. Emerging new technologies in the music and video industry, here in our example particularly focusing on the digital media, which has disrupted the whole CDs and DVDs ecosystem. In the 1990s, the music industry phased out the vinyl record single, leaving consumers with no means to purchase individual songs. This market was initially filled by illegal peer-to-peer file-sharing technologies, and then by online retailers such as the iTunes Store and Amazon.com. This low-end disruption eventually undermined the sales of physical, high-cost recordings such as records, tapes and CDs. Efficiency, business ecosystem and design and marketing. Air Jordan. Jordan shoes are the premium high-quality performance shoes. Design of the shoe is so unique. Michael Jordan's fame and also the popularity of basketball in the USA makes the Air Jordan a perfect choice. Advanced design techniques combined with high-tech materials creates rare shoes of all time. Air Jordan not only is popular in basketball, it is in every sport. However, it has its major share in basketball. Michael Jordan was perhaps the first player in the NBA to be linked to a product from the moment he joined. His stellar on-court performances and ability to fly increased the public's desire to own a piece of action. Air Jordan's innovative design and marketing boosted Nike's sales by large numbers, in regard with its competitor that is Adidas. Sustainable organization and processes. Ford. Henry Ford unveils Model T. Ford that did not only revolutionize the world's perspective on personal transportation for the masses, but also reinvented the manufacturing process still applied over 100 years later. Although we have seen improvements to his original process, with the development of lean manufacturing, JET, Six Sigma, Kanban, and others. The core philosophy of streamlining production first introduced to the world by Ford still remains true for the manufacturer of the 21st century. Sustainable, project and new customer channels and market. Hull's distribution system continues to be one of its biggest strengths. Hull's rural distribution model deserves a special mention here, given that rural revenue accounts for close to 45% of its overall sales. In order to reach the rural market, Hindustan Unilever has a four-tier distribution in place. Under the direct coverage scheme, the company has a common stock list that provides for every outlet under its zone. Under the indirect coverage scheme, Hull targets those retailers in villages that are close to urban markets. The stock list is expected to serve all the villages in its vicinity. Sustainability, business ecosystem and industry innovation. German manufacturer Claudius Peters exemplifies the term heavy industry. The company produces big industrial machinery and processing plants for the cement, steel, gypsum, and aluminium industries. We're the specialists in handling bulk materials, says Thomas Nagel, operations director at Claudius Peters, CP. Working with technology partners such as Autodesk has been key to Claudius Peters' innovation journey. CP has adopted new tools, including BIM 360, to connect processes across sales, engineering, design, manufacturing, and assembly. The company also found new ways to streamline manufacturing processes using inventor and finite element method (FEM) analysis. Efficiency, small groups and processes. Recently, Differential built a mobile sales dashboard for Grupo Bimbo. The baking company has 65 manufacturing plants and 2.5 million sales centers located in 22 countries, across 3 continents. As a result, the executive team members travel a lot, meeting with their direct reports around the world. Having a mobile sales dashboard gives the team quick access to the sales information and other pies for each country, channel, and brand, cutting out guesswork in sales decisions and reducing meeting time. Efficiency, organization and design and marketing innovations. Decathlon. The innovative ecosystem at Decathlon today is made up of multidisciplinary teams who promote innovation by designing useful, simple and eco-friendly sports solutions. The Smart Game project aims to maximize the value of a product as perceived by the user. The team redesigns the product with a focus on improving transport, logistics, customs, in-store management, design and industrialization. The concept of frugal innovation involves using locally available resources to meet basic needs. The team aims to reduce product design costs by 80% and use half of these savings to deliver added value. Efficiency, business ecosystem and management innovation. Whole Foods Market. It has grown during the past 25 years to 161 stores and $3.8 billion in annual sales. At Whole Foods, the basic organizational unit isn't the store but small teams that manage departments such as fresh produce, prepared foods, and seafood. Managers consult teams on all store-level decisions and grant them a degree of autonomy that is nearly unprecedented in retailing. Bonuses are paid to teams, not to individuals, and team members have access to comprehensive financial data. What differentiates Whole Foods is not a single management process, but a distinctive management system.